Today, we've got massive breaking news about the Biden administration selling off 69,000 Bitcoin just weeks before Trump takes office. Is this a final sabotage of the so-called strategic Bitcoin reserve? We'll tackle the FUD, the facts, and the market frenzy it's causing. Then we'll show you why, in the long run, this might not matter at all. And in fact, it might be insanely bullish for Bitcoin. Oh, and if you stick with me, you'll also find out what Fidelity just said about nation states rushing into Bitcoin in 2025, and why the folks over at BlackRock are basically grabbing any sats these morons are silly enough to sell. Welcome back and strap in, because today we're going deep and we're shining a big orange spotlight on the greatest monetary invention in human history. We have massive news to get to. Send it! All right, you read it right. According to a flurry of reports on X, the Biden administration is about to unload 69,000 Bitcoin that was seized from Silk Road. That's around 6.5 billion, give or take a few Lambos. They've got final court approval to do so. The timeline? Before the 20th of January. And guess who's set to be inaugurated on January 20th? Well, none other than Donald Trump, who during the campaign basically said,
"Never sell your Bitcoin," right?
And also teased the whole idea of a strategic Bitcoin reserve.
If I am elected, it will be the policy of my administration, United States of America, to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the U.S. government currently holds or acquires into the future. We'll keep 100%. I hope you do well, please. This will serve in effect as the core of the strategic national Bitcoin stockpile.
Now, call me paranoid, but the timing's a little interesting. Is this a final push from the outgoing administration to kneecap Trump's pro-Bitcoin ambitions? Or is it just standard bureaucratic procedure? Either way, the headlines are swirling. The markets? Spooked. And the takes on X range from "we're doomed" to "who cares? BlackRock's about to buy it all anyway." This is not just a meme. Though, come on, 69K? They're trolling us over there at the DOJ. Yeah, don't trip on your clown shoes, you asshats. 69,000 Bitcoin is pretty significant. If you're a hardcore Bitcoiner, you know that short-term dumping can fuel some volatility. The naysayers are screaming 30K incoming, or worst bear market in a decade. Get ready, but keep calm, people. The Bitcoin market cap these days is flirting with 2 trillion. 6.5 billion is less than 0.5%. That's like flicking a peanut at a freight train. The conspiracy angle is that it is sabotage. Biden's hooking up corrupt cronies. Hey, wait a minute. That's not conspiracy. And they're using the proceeds to fund all sorts of wild stuff, maybe even shipping it to Ukraine. But everyone's basically saying you don't build a national strategic Bitcoin reserve by selling the nation's Bitcoin, which ironically is exactly the point. If there's a plan for a strategic Bitcoin reserve, this is the opposite of it. It's like telling your buddies you're going to open the best new coffee shop in town. Then the day before the grand opening, you throw all your beans in the trash. It's a bold strategy, but not exactly a winning strategy. Now, politics is messy. Could it be that the DOJ just sees an opportune moment to unload these coins for budget reasons? Or to finalize court-ordered asset forfeitures? Possibly. Could it be they want to overshadow Trump's vow to never sell America's Bitcoin? Maybe. Either way, the takeaways for the average Bitcoiner is the same. Volatility is likely to spike, so be prepared. We might see a big red candle if they do an open market dump. Get the dry powder ready and lace up those smash buying shoes. But let's pivot to the million Satoshi question. Does this even matter in the grand scheme? Point 1, market cap. As I said, 69,000 Bitcoin is a drop in the bucket next to the market size. Point 2, demand. Big players like Larry Fink at BlackRock are licking their chops. In the past dips, they've swept up millions and sometimes hundreds of millions worth of Bitcoin. That demand may very well swallow any panic selling with ease. Point 3, game theory. Fidelity, MicroStrategy, and entire nation states like El Salvador, Bhutan, and Mother Russia now? But it's clear there are a ton of hungry buyers out there, and they're just waiting for bargains. The short-term drama might freak out new traders, but we're not traders, we're savers. You know what trading is?
This is a 30-year chart of returns on the S&P index. And this chart tells you there's one day every year when 85%, 90% of all of the gains come. One day. And there are 36 hours a year when all investment return takes place. So in 365 days, nothing happens 99.5% of the time. This is why we have the laser eyes. This is why we say hodl, because trading Bitcoin is a sign of lesser intellect.
Let them all freak out. For the rest of us, it's just a Thursday in Bitcoin land. All right, we're about to reveal Fidelity's big bombshell about 2025. But before we do, look at our likes.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a pap while we take a moment to recognize our sponsors. Your #1 spot to learn how to Bitcoin, the masters of Bitcoin sovereignty, the Bitcoin way. Bringing over 35 years of cybersecurity and IT experience, the Bitcoin Way's services are unmatched and designed to help you secure your freedom. Take control of your money, your data, and your destiny. Bitcoin was designed to put you in control. I've had plenty of viewers reach out to me on X with their feedback on the Bitcoin way, and we couldn't be happier. A couple training sessions with the Bitcoin way, and you'll be well on your way to mastering the skills required to take full self-custody of your Bitcoin. Stop relying on third parties and become your own bank. Secure your wealth for generations with zero counterparty risk and zero compromises. Every journey begins by taking the first step, and you can book a free 30-minute consultation with the Bitcoin way using that link in the show notes and begin securing your future today. Big finish time. Now let's get into the truly bullish stuff, shall we? In the midst of this so-called sabotage, Fidelity Digital Assets just dropped a report predicting 2025 will be the year we see nation states, that governments and central banks get into Bitcoin big time. They argued that with rising inflation, currency debasement, and monstrous fiscal deficits, it's actually riskier not to hold Bitcoin than it is to hold it. Here's the gist. We anticipate more nation states, central banks, sovereign wealth funds, and government treasuries will look to establish strategic positions in Bitcoin. I didn't say it, Fidelity did. That's a bombshell. If even one major G20 country announces we just bought a big chunk of Bitcoin for our reserves, you know the rest will FOMO in. That's game theory 101. Because if you're a competing country, you don't want to be the only one left holding worthless fiat while your rival benefits from the hardest money on earth. It's like a zombie apocalypse scenario. You don't want to be the only house on the block without a plan. In the monetary realm, Bitcoin is that plan. Donald Trump, Cynthia Lummis, and folks in the Bitcoin caucus, they've all teased some version of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Are they 100% serious? Possibly. Could they drastically scale back or pivot? Sure. But the idea is out there, and it's no longer fringe. The seeds have been planted. Now let's talk about BlackRock, the largest asset manager on the planet. They've been quietly and sometimes not so quietly raking in Bitcoin every time it dips. Larry Fink's iShares Bitcoin Trust has become one of the fastest growing ETFs in history, period. Zero Hedge reported that they scooped up $596 million worth of Bitcoin just in one day during a recent dip. These guys have trillions at their disposal. So do you think a 69,000 Bitcoin liquidation scares Larry Fink? They're basically rubbing their hands together like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons going, excellent. So while the mainstream media tries to sow fear, those paying attention see the bigger picture. The fiat meltdown, the unstoppable network effect, and the institutional demand that's blasting through the roof. That's why the hardcore Bitcoiners keep chanting, Valhalla is coming. Because the more short-term fear we get, the more Bitcoin gets transferred from weak hands to strong hands. If you ask me, the fundamentals, they're unstoppable. So there you have it. On the surface, Biden's 69,000 Bitcoin sale looks like a massive sledgehammer about to smash the Bitcoin market. But in reality, it might be the final cheap coins party for institutions, whales, and maybe even foreign governments that need to hedge against the meltdown. Fidelity's bullish stance, BlackRock's insatiable appetite, and a world full of nation states waking up to the unstoppable force that is Bitcoin. Well, that's all the proof you need that a single government sale can't bury Bitcoin. If anything, it just highlighted how unstoppable it truly is. Whoa! Wait a minute. Did you guys hear that? Something's coming.
Holy
Holy shnikes.
It's the biggest Bitcoin mining conference on the planet, and it's coming to Fort Lauderdale, March 25th through the 27th. Get your tickets today and join thousands of Bitcoin mining professionals and enthusiasts from around the globe for an electrifying experience at Mining Disrupt. See the latest cutting-edge hardware, products, and services that are revolutionizing the Bitcoin mining industry. For over half a decade, Mining Disrupt has been the premier conference and expo exclusively dedicated to the Bitcoin mining industry. Be part of the future and join the movement that's shaping the world of Bitcoin mining. Don't miss out. Head over to miningdisrupt.com and get your tickets today. Use promo code SimplyBitcoin for 20% off. Hey, if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who's on the fence about Bitcoin. Or maybe share it with your crazy uncle who's convinced we're going back to seashells. That's going to do it for today. But I will leave you with this. The revolution will not be televised. It'll be decentralized. Stay safe, stay curious, and stay stacking those sats. Because no matter what the politicians do, there's no stopping the bright orange future that's coming. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Until next time, peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, you.